One of our biggest reasons we got so many problems in relationships is because we rely off our instincts and what feels natural for us to do. And that's the problem. Natural just means what we picked up from our environments, our habits, and our past. And most of us were never taught the right way to do things in the first place. So then we rely on our instincts that were never built to get us where we want to go in the first place. Two people reacting in the moment, responding out of emotion, doing what comes easy, and then wondering why the relationship becomes tense, unstable, and frustrating. Duh, y'all call it being y'all self, but it's really just repeating the same patterns that keep producing the same results, which clearly you don't want anyway. Don't do that then. Don't trust what comes natural just because it's familiar. If your instincts were enough, you will already be where you want to be in life. You will already have the results you want. If you don't got that, stop repeating the same actions. Growth requires a break in pattern. It requires you to do what feels uncomfortable, what feels new. It doesn't require you to keep performing the same habits of the old you that won't produce a new result. If you want change, don't rely on what you've always done. Do what you haven't done yet. That's how you get where you're trying to go. That's how you create something different. Then when you hear people say, well, I'm not trying to be fake. I'm just gonna be myself no matter what. That sound bold, but it's really an excuse. It's really an excuse. It's a shield that people can hide behind so they don't gotta evolve. Because the moment you tell somebody to improve their actions, to communicate better, to correct their tone, to think before they speak, they call it being fake. There's nothing noble about clinging to the same behavior that keeps destroying your progress. It's nothing wrong with being you, but it is wrong with being the same you that's not growing and keep making the same mistakes over and over again. When you look at honorable people, they transform, they discipline themselves, they question their own thinking, they upgrade their behavior to match their goals. That ain't fake. There's growth. People who say they don't want to be fake and they gonna keep being themselves no matter what. They just don't want to confront themselves. They don't want that discomfort of change. They want reward of what a changed person can achieve without the responsibility of changing themselves. It means your past has more authority over you than your future. And who want to be that type of person? So when someone say anything of that nature, like I'm just being myself, ask them, all right, which version of yourself are you being? Are you being the one you've always been, or are you being the one who's trying to become better than you've previously been? Because progress demands an upgrade. And an upgrade always feels unnatural at first. Not because it's fake, because it's new. That's how everything is. If you cling to the old you, you will keep getting the old results. So let's dive into this. Just doing the natural thing, just doing stuff off instinct. How do you respond to when you upset? What is your initial reaction? Do you communicate to them that they upset at you? How do you do it? And we're gonna get into the how do you do it a little later. So let's go over the initial reaction first. Most of our initial reactions involve our emotions controlling us, not us controlling our emotions. What I mean by that is our emotions rise and we let them rise so much that it rise past our intelligence. Our intelligence should tell us, I love this person and I don't want to cause harm to this person. Our commitment to one another tell us, often from the brother's end, our commitment remind us that, man, I told her I'd be a protector. I told her I'd be a leader and a shoulder she can cry on. From the woman's side, you say you'll be nurturing, supportive, kind, consoling, all these good things. And we able to remember this when our mind's not clouded by anger. But when we clouded by anger, we go against these very things. If the woman you gave your word to protect and lead makes you upset, then you cuss her out, ignore her for however long, or whatever other detrimental actions we do out of anger. That's direct hypocrisy and destruction. Protection isn't just about shielding her from danger outside the home. It's about making sure you aren't the source of the emotional and mental and spiritual danger inside the home. So you don't want to contradict your role as a protector. Those emotional outbursts don't just express frustration, they create fear, instability, and emotional distance. Now you got a whole nother problem on your hand. A woman can't trust a man she has to defend herself from. And once trust erodes, the relationship stops growing and it starts surviving. Now you in deep waters. When a man uses anger as a weapon, the woman learns to walk on eggshells. She learns how to not communicate and just shut down. Resentment starts to build up, connection dies. This is a recipe for disaster, and a lot of brothers may not have the right influences to educate them on how to do better. So, okay, cool. This is what we doing now, brother to brother. If a woman gave her word to a man that she'll be kind, supportive, consoling, nurturing, all these good stuff, she's committing herself to a standard, not just an individual performance, but a standard. And a standard is not only measured when everything is just calm. It's also measured when she's angry, when she feels disappointed or unheard. So if the woman use her words as a weapon and she starts to reflect the type of woman that don't deserve the best option of a man, then that's what you will get. The type of man that you don't want. Because in reality, you have a great deal of influence on the type of man you get out of the man you with. Most men are wired to provide, protect, and show up for a woman who brings warmth, softness, and cooperation into the relationship. Not because she's weak, but because her energy brings out the best parts of him. Her kindness makes him more generous. Her femininity makes him more protective. It's like a yin and yang. Her gentleness lowers his defense. Her warmth makes him want to meet the expectations that she got for him and exceed them. A feminine, pleasant woman brings out a man's natural desire to protect anything that brings him peace. That's instinctive. It's built into how men bond and how men interact with the world. When a woman treats a man with grace, softness, warmth, she activates his desire to care for her, provide for her, protect her, and take her seriously. Men invest deeply into women that make them feel needed and appreciated, not attacked or challenged at every turn. But when a man or when a woman, I should say, becomes masculine, hostile, aggressive, the dynamic changes. Men don't typically respond to aggression with nurturing. They respond to aggression with aggression. Since childhood, men learn to navigate male to male interactions through like competition, dominance, assertiveness, defensiveness, like tit for tat type of energy. That's how men interact with men. He respect me, I respect him. He won't respect me, I won't respect him. So when a woman approaches a man with this masculine aggression, yelling, hostility, disrespect, overpowering energy, then the man's instincts kick in. He no longer sees someone he needs to protect. He instead sees someone he needs to defend himself against. He move out of like protector mode, provider mode, cherishing mode, nice mode. He move into just like neutral mode or conflict mode, combative mode, survival mode. In simple terms, if we was to simplify it, when a woman adopts masculine hostility, she stops triggering the man's protective instincts and starts triggering his competitive ones. And men are great competitors and they treat competitors like competitors. And they treat feminine women like feminine women. So pick your side. Now, sisters, understand this. I'm a black man. I got a black mama, black sister, aunties, cousins, friends, etc. I know you get upset, and I know on behalf of brothers, we do things that can make y'all upset. But this is where bad, mediocre, and good women separate. The good woman disciplines and controls herself to the point where she doesn't let anger lead her to disrespect the very man that she expects to bring her peace. That's where the categories separate. Now let's move on to the second part. Do you communicate to them that their action disturbed you? If so, how? Most of us do communicate that we got a problem with what the other person did. The problem we suck at, or the part we suck at, is how we communicate it. We do it in the heat of the moment while our emotions super high and our emotions rise above our intelligence. Remember, we trying to focus on not doing what comes natural to us. We need to focus on doing what's unnatural and uncomfortable was different so we can produce different results and better outcomes. So instead of your spouse pissing you off and you going off on them, letting them know how stupid they did this, that, and the third, let's try to change it a little bit. Let's change how we communicate our frustration. Just be nice. And I know that's way harder than it sounds, but we just went over the other alternatives. What's gonna happen when you don't be nice? I know you don't want that. I know you don't want to keep producing negative outcomes. Like for me personally, I have spans where I just want complete silence. I don't want to talk. I don't want to play. I mainly do this when I'm trying to get stuff done, like reading or whatever. And I have other spans where I'm like one notch above this. I'm a little sociable, but not too sociable. And in these type of instances, when I'm in these type of moods, excuse me, my wife might be playful, and it's been times like I done got impatient with her, like, watch out, you doing too much. Hindsight, my wife was just trying to be joyful with her husband. There's no harm in it. But me not being kind hurt her feelings. And it would have been better if I would have did what's not natural. Instead of responding with a short fuse, if I would have fed into it a little bit, played back with her, then after playing back with her, giving her the attention she won't, communicate to her, babe, really, I just want to chill right now. I'm in a super relaxed mood. Then let's say a little later, she go back to playing again. Since I already communicated with her previously, all it take is a little reminder now. Like, still smile, be warm spirited to her, say so like, but I thought we supposed to be chilling right now. Woo, woo. That's foreign to me, and I'm sure it's something like that to be foreign to you. But them little adjustments make the relationship go from rocky to super smooth and pleasant. I got this topic idea from a book I was reading, and it covers sagging, the history of it, why brothers shouldn't do it, what it signifies, what it represents historically and in the present times. Sagging is a common thing in the black community. Just because it's common don't mean it's right. So I got this topic. I know most of us are interested in receiving knowledge that will transform our current way of thinking and our current way of life, but don't know where to go for that information. I have a digital product that contains every book that I have ever read about family life, the black community, the attacks on us, how we can overcome personally, how we can unify collectively and reach our goals, how we can build a strong family within the home that leads to a strong nation without outside the home. And every new book I read get added to this too. So if you're interested in that, hit the email I got in the description, or if you want a free consultation over whatever family matter may be troubling you, please contact the email located in the description. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of the Don't Be a Viking podcast. With that being said, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share. I be forgetting to say share. And we'll holler at y'all on the next episode of the Don't Be a Viking podcast. I'm tripping. I might need some water or something. If it looked like the camera moving, I just need some water or something. But appreciate y'all. Yes, sir, Ski.